Hey guys, welcome back. So today on Modern Masters Auto, we have the final revision of the VRP prototype headers. They're no longer prototype. This is a ready to go part. We have them ceramic coated, we have them installed, we're putting the turbos on. I'm gonna show you a little bit of that, not too much, because the main feature of this video will be getting it on the dyno and seeing the dyno graph before the turbo manifolds and after. VRP took a lot of time to make these super nice for me, stainless steel. And this is just the beginning. This is a base upgrade for your stock turbos or stock housing VRP turbos. This is leading to a single turbo kit that will be designed and just massive turbo manifolds for Garrett turbos, true V-band turbos, getting rid of all the stock couplers and all that stuff. And we were able to use, with the stock style manifolds, we were able to switch to V-band, so that's a huge improvement over what the factory clamps were. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited to see what it is on the dyno. I don't know obviously yet, but I think we're gonna pick up probably 40 wheel horsepower is my guess from just these manifolds. And then I feel like the VRP 1000s, the bigger turbos, are gonna spool twice as fast and you're gonna pick up more horsepower throughout the RPM range versus just peak horsepower. So I hope you guys are ready. Without further ado, let's get started.
Ho, 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 ho.
All right guys, we have the new VRP turbo manifolds in there. We're placing the turbo. Look how large these are. We have them ceramic coated. Keep some of the heat in there. With the heat shield down below. We are using V-band clamps versus the pain in the butt clamps that rust and break. These are stainless steel. They are affordable. They are easy to take on and off. And Georgie is really getting her done in there. And just look at that. That is going to tighten up nicely. That is beautiful. Now these turbos are just temporary. We're going to be dynoing with this setup. We're putting the factory intercoolers back in. We tested the 3D scanned ones here from VRP. These will be the most significant and largest gains for intercoolers of this platform of any of the M177, M178 cars. These are massive, these are huge. It'll be the biggest ever made. These are the biggest turbo manifolds for stock turbos. We'll have even larger ones with the bigger VRP Garrett turbos, but this is gonna be a cool setup. Let's get that other turbo on there. So Georgie has lots of work to do here, bright and early Saturday morning. And he's got one turbo on, buttoning it up with that V-band clamp. It still uses the factory exhaust gaskets, so you don't want to forget that. This is the factory exhaust gasket here. It goes in between the turbo manifold and the turbo. I had to get new turbo drain lines. Here is the part number. And the second one, the dealer messed up and sent me two of the same ones, but luckily I had the other one a good one. But it's 0977 is the other one. One's left, one's right. One of them is 0077, the other one is 0977. So take note of that. And just check out these just massive VRP intercoolers. That is the prototypes. Everything looked awesome. These will also be able to be modified. VRP will sell different kits. So these will be top mount intercoolers for the M177. Which a lot, you know, as an M177 guy, IAT is a problem when running bigger turbos or more boost. So that is going to help them a lot. And yeah, just check out those turbo manifolds looking beautiful. All right guys, so you can see both turbos are on, looking good. Now to get this V-band on, to get the nut started, he zip tied it, pulled it tight, drew it in, and he was able to put the nut on. So it helped make that a little easier because you are working with, you know, a tight amount of space in there. And we did put in the new cool packs and new spark plugs, and we are ready to rock. The V-band clamp is just so much better looking and just a better style than the factory BS clamps. I'll show you guys those. And then again, this is the factory manifold that weighed, what'd this weigh, 10 pounds? Just about like 963. This was 4 pounds. And the new one, they made a little bit bigger and stronger. The one that's in the car right now actually weighed 5.2 pounds. So a little bit bigger than this original prototype one, but still significantly a third or more of the less weight of the factory iron one there. But these are the clamps I was talking about, and these are the pipes I had to replace coming out. It was just a pain, and it popped a hole in it. So we had to replace the feed lines, everything else. I just put new gaskets on. These are my original plugs. Toasty, but these are the clamps that are just a pain in the arse to get on and off. We elected with the V-bands, so I'm really excited. And then FCP Euro, I tried to order these from FCP Euro. They sent me the wrong ones. I've never even seen this style where it's like female end or male end on both. Very weird. I don't know what this is too, but it's a 177 part number. Maybe it's like the newer cars. I don't know, I'll have to check that out. But I gotta return those. And then we were using this top-down scanner they sent us. I'll show you guys that in another video, but it's a pretty cool, handy DIY scan tool. It's a nice one. But yeah, these are tows. Throw these away, get you some V-bands. I think the ones I selected for this were 2.5-inch V-bands. And Georgie's just, you know, doesn't like power tools. He does everything by hand because he's
putting it back together.
Look at that motion he's doing. He has perfected that after many years of being in the Army alone, deployed. You just really got to do that. But it looks good. I'm excited to get this back together. We'll get these 3D printed parts out and get the factory intercoolers back in. Hopefully we're starting this today. And at least getting it off the rack. I need this rack for a Z06 that's getting a fuel pump deal. Maybe we'll do a video on that. But yeah, and then I have some big builds coming up down at the other shop in the AMG side. We're pulling that W211E63 off the rack. Maybe I'll take you guys down there and we'll do like a little tour, a little update. So we got the W211E63 that got new head gaskets, VRP head studs. That's back together, VRP cams, long tubes. We got that leaving. We have the wagon build, huge wagon build that we're waiting for some revised parts. I use that car to set up and make the new exhaust titanium studs and copper nuts for the M176. So we have those in, we have the creative steel mounts in on that, and we have a fuel system going in that and a supercharger. And then when the W211A63 is out, the non-wagon one, we're pulling in two of these builds that are very similar, but this is the one so far of a C63 coupe. So I'm pulling in a C63 coupe, and it is getting VRP Whipple, VRP long tubes, my fuel system, built short block, ported heads, VRP head studs. I mean, this thing, my car can make 1,000 horsepower. This thing is going to make 1,000 horsepower and not break anything because it has a built motor and built trans. This will be the first one I put together that has all the supporting mods to do the power level that I'm at. I make the most horsepower, congratulations to me, but I am on borrowed time. It can end at any day, and then I'm back to square one. This car is going to change a lot of that, and I get to find out how much boost these motors can really handle. We might even go past 1,000. This guy's like, send it. He wants to beat everybody, so we'll see how that goes. Then I have SL63 behind that. That's getting the same treatment, motors at the machine shop. That's almost done. When the engineer was here, I was hounding him about that, but we're getting close. Georgie, how are you making out?
Pretty fair, getting into it.
What we got left?
I got to finish running the coolant lines. I got to get the oil lines on. I got a lot of stuff, wiring and all, still got to be put in. Just some hold down bolts and things like that. Get the ECU back in it, and then I got to switch out all the
cooling stuff.
All the coolant stuff and tanks, and just go over and make sure everything is where it needs to be.
Awesome, you heard the man. I'll let him get back to work. We'll go down to the other shop. E63 for sale. Modern Master is my trailer. I'm gonna do some maintenance over the weekend. Got to pull down here. Need to replace the solar panel and charge the battery. The solar panel took a crap, and yeah, I'm gonna paint it. Probably pull it in the dyno bay and give her a fresh coat of paint over top of the dyno, and then fresh coat of paint on the dyno. So if I drip anything down onto the dyno, it won't hurt anything. So I'm gonna paint that same black. So gonna do some trailer maintenance over the weekend. It's supposed to snow, so I'll pull this inside and work on it on a snow day. But yeah, Modern Masters building. I need to change that sign. It's starting to get wore out, but yeah, you guys don't get to see this very much, but look at this cool snap-on chair for my customers to wait at. And then our 24/7 drop box. These things are great. You have the instructions here, and you know, you fill out the envelope with the provided pins, drop it in here, or for after hours pickup, you get the code and unlock it and pick up your car. So we can do 4 at a time. It's very nice. This is money well spent. I love that thing. And then you'll come in the office, best of the tri-state, and you'll come in and watch legit street cars. Oh no, that's one of our videos. All right, and as we come into the main shop, we have a W211 E55 that came in with a crank, no start. It was running like crap, and then it eventually just died and would not start again. I used the coil tester. You can see it in a short, and It was getting coil signal and all of that good stuff. Just a real quick, good way to test it, but it wasn't firing off. Pulled the plugs out, they were just carbon everywhere on them and fuel soaked. So we put in new plugs, fired right up. So we're cleaning that one up, and we're just gonna update the oil catch can here. This was all done. We modded this car like 6 or 7 years ago. Local customer, we put long tubes on it in like 2020. We did a little bit, but lower pulley tune, catch can, but this was full. It's full every oil change. We used to use self-tappers to secure this back in the day, but I'm gonna put rib nuts in here and some M6 bolts to hold it and update the hoses. So just cleaning this one up for the client and getting it back to him. As you can see, it's quite a dirty bird because this car gets driven. I mean, he dailies this, he drives it a lot. It's not just something, not a garage queen car. This is a well-used M13K car. Then we got this W211 E63 with some fresh Brimbos. We got this getting ready to finish up before the C63 gets pulled in, the coupe, and gets its built motor put in. But we have VRP long tubes on this. We have Creative Steel engine mounts with their little skirt on there, billet engine mounts. This has VRP cams, a new thermostat, a bunch of other new gaskets, VRP head studs on this one. Bunch of goodies going on with that. And then we have this wagon motor. I'm assembling the blower and doing other things, but check out the hardware for the exhaust. I just came out with this. These are titanium bolts. And as you can see, there's plenty of thread to tighten up these aftermarket long tubes. And then if you look at the factory style, which are fine, but if you want it, you know, that car's gonna make over 800 horsepower. You're gonna want this really clamped down. And the factory ones do the job, but when you're making big power like this engine is, you're gonna want that. It was really nice. I spent some time getting the measurements, getting them made in titanium, and that is just gonna be awesome. A lot of cool things, but this is a wagon, so I'm really excited for that. And then we got the G-Wagon finishing up the cooling mods, the blower kit. We are putting in this huge radiator. No other one is gonna have this much cooling, this much performance in a G-Wagon like this. Big oil cooler. We're making custom brackets. We had this modified for the latch and to hold the big radiator. It's just gonna come out really nice when we're done. And we rib nutted it, and all this is gonna be taken off. This is getting factory painted, and then we'll have the Modern Masters recommends local moly right here when this is all nice and done. So yeah, excited to finish this build, get this out of here, and yeah, lots going on in the AMG warehouse down here. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so bear with me. And let's check back and see where Georgie is on the GTS. All right, guys, I don't know if you've seen this before, but our scissor lift is just amazing. If you don't have one, get one. This one's rated for 3,000 pounds. I switched it to air versus manually pumping it up, and it just puts these engines and subframes. This one is fully with the trans and everything ready to go inside, so this is cool. This is how we like to do it. We're putting this one in today. We're putting the other one in tomorrow. We are just getting these knocked out. We should label this like AMG Drivetrain delivery system because it is putting these back in nicely. This is how you want to do it. So cool for you guys. I know this is supposed to be the GTS video, but I just wanted to show you this. Any AMG content is good content in my book. So hope you guys like seeing this. And now we'll go back to the dyno bay. All right, looks like Georgie's got the heat shields around the turbos going in, has the upper lines on. How's everything going, Georgie?
It's going pretty good so far. We'll see how it goes towards the end.
A lot of little things to bolt in, the wiring harness, just little tedious things. I was giving them the shop tour down there where we are on everything.
Got a lot going on.
Maybe even after we dyno it, I have a spare set of downpipes that I plan to cut and flip them and shoot them straight up just to see if it makes more or less power. I'm curious how that would work, but that might be a separate video. All right, guys, so we have it back together here. Georgie was able to put in the intercoolers, the coolant reservoirs, get the turbos completely put in there. Everything's fastened up. I'm excited to see if Georgie hit a hole in one with this one, and when I start it up, there's no error codes. This is Georgie's first go around on a M177 or M178 car. So we're gonna top off. I'm switching all of my coolant to the older blue coolant. I've heard better things about it, and I want to see if that head that keeps having coolant of formation around it, if it turns blue, then I'll be a little bit more concerned and plan to swap my heads out sooner and later. I'm still doing the research to see if the M177 C63S spare heads that I have, that you guys seen in a previous video, that motor I got with the bent rods, when I picked up my customer's motor. I bought that spare motor. I'm gonna see if those heads can be used. If they can, I'm gonna go ahead and send them out, get them ported, maybe get the cams regrind and welded for a little bit better duration and everything. But we'll see how that goes. First things first is getting this fired up with the new manifolds. And you can see them down in there with the awesome V-band clamps. We're gonna fire this bad boy up, see how she sounds. And then again, I got high pressure fuel pumps to put in, low pressure fuel pumps, lots of things coming on this car, but this is the only change right now is the turbo headers, and that is what we're testing for. Way to go, Georgie.
Hey, man.
Way to go. That was $30 of coolant. 30 cents. 30 cents. 30 cents or $30. I'm still counting it. This thing needs a bath anyway. Especially the spray paint stuff, it may leave, but you can still see the residue. I'm gonna get that cleaned up. Yeah, there's lots of coolers to fill up now. It's gonna take lots of coolant. I'm excited to get the GTS off the lift. Not only to dyno it, but I'm really excited to get that Z06 in here to do the fuel setup on that. You guys know I'm real big into making sure everything has adequate fueling and really good fuel setup. So to get into that, the Corvette platform is gonna be, I think, a good addition to everything we do here. So I just did the Cobra's fuel system and that turned out perfectly. When I was at the dealership, I saw Mercedes makes their own battery tender for these cars with lithium batteries. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna have you wire it down to like the front bumper or something.
Just plug it in.
So I can, yeah, just plug it in when I'm home or whatever. Cause you know, this car is basically a hybrid.
What?
Plug-in hybrid, so I think she's ready to go. Lithium ion, man, these batteries are expensive. I'm telling you. I do not want.
Start it up, like to start it. As soon as it sucks down that coolant, you can shut it off and I'll reload it.
Yeah, I'll just fire it up for a couple seconds, let it run, make sure there's no check engine light or anything.
Stand back.
Flawless. It's like a deeper roar to it. All right, and that's where we'll leave it before we kill ourselves with smoke inhalation.
No lights?
No lights, and I'm gonna let that Cerakote bake on the headers and cool down. But good job, dude. Give me a hug, bring it in. We did it. That's awesome, hell yeah.
First time out.
You're an AMG guy now, Georgie. Yeah, this is awesome. Doesn't it sound throatier?
It does.
Like a.
It's, well, the collector's bigger.
Yeah, so it was like I don't know, like.
It's like when you go to headers and the collector opens up, you get that more of a throat.
Oh, I'm so excited to rip us on the road. It's almost too cold to drive it on the street today because I'm telling you, the tires, when it's this cold, when I pulled out of here before, oh, it was like I hit a sheet of ice. It threw me almost off the road. It's so slippery. This ain't a winter date night car with these wheels on it, but I have the factory wheels. Maybe I'll have somebody bring them up and swap the factory wheels on it because they have brand new tires and they are really good for the winter.
24 hours later.
To the Thunderdome! We're in the right corner. We have the AMG GTS featuring the VRP bi-turbo manifolds. And in the left corner, we have the Dyno Jet. We're gonna see what she does. And place your guesses now. What power are these gonna add? It was 535 rear wheel horsepower before. Let's see what she does. But I gotta set up the dyno and all kinds of stuff. We're getting her strapped down. We have everything put in there nicely, coolant's bled. It sounds awesome. We'll do some audio clips. Let me go fire up the dyno. All right, guys, we have it all strapped down. I have it calibrated. We are about to run on the dyno. So we got everything set up. Got the big screen up there. About to get her going. Place your guesses now. Place your guesses now. First run, just a test run. Let's do it. It blew something, blew a pipe or hose, or we saw something. That or there's just a lot of moisture in the blow-off valves or something. Nope, we lost a boost pipe. This right here. Oh. This blew off the turbo. How'd the other one look? The other one looks okay. That's why the dyno is awesome. It finds the weakest link, and there it was. We blew that off right away when she started to build boost early, man. All right, guys, we have that hose clamp tightened up, putting the intake back on, and we're gonna get this back fired up and get her rolling on the dyno. Hopefully make some power this time. While Georgie surfs on the front of my car to get it back together, take this time and like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, so we can keep doing cool things like this on camera. And shout out to Laud again for building this wonderful engine for me. Let's get her done. Let's get her done, son. All right, guys, we have the pipes hooked back up, so we should be seeing full boost. I'm going to data log it tomorrow, but I have other things to do, so I'm just gonna hit it on the dyno, see what power we get, and if we beat our highest I've ever made on this tune, letting it cool down, the best we got was 535. So this would be hot lapping it, obviously. So if I get anything better than 535, that is the gain. Anything less, then we lost. So we'll see what she comes up as. Woo! 546 and 600 foot-pounds of torque. You're the man, Georgie. You did it. In more than one way, Georgie did it. Give me 5, Georgie. We got 546 and 600 foot-pounds of torque. And that's because I kind of feathered into it. The torque would have been higher, but I was just trying to get these tires to hook up on there without spinning. So don't mind the torque too much, really pay attention to the horsepower. That's what we're after. So I did 535, so it made 11 wheel horsepower gain. No other changes on a back-to-back run with it fully hot. Now, I will see all of you guys in the morning, because I'm gonna let it cool down overnight, and we're gonna hit the dyno in the morning and see if, with it cool, what is the power gain. So that was all warmed up and testing everything and putting it back together. So 11 horsepower gains already. Let's see what we end with at the end of tomorrow. So for you guys, it'll be in a few seconds. For me, I gotta go get kids, I gotta take medicine, I got to go close the other shop, so I'll see all you guys in the morning. All right, guys, good morning and welcome back. So I have let the vehicle cool down. I'm going to recalibrate the car and we're gonna send her on the dyno, but I gotta get her strapped down. So I'm gonna get her strapped down and then we will be all set to see what gains we have in store today. And this is all pre-tuned, no tuning, just seeing, which is incredible that it's making gains without the change of a tune, because really, once we calibrate the tune for the quicker spool up, the more exhaust that the turbos are gonna see, it's gonna make huge gains. All right, I'm just gonna drive it on the dyno, so warm it up, go up the gears, make sure the straps are good. Now, the difference between getting heat in it and getting it warmed up and it being too hot is when you do big, massive pulls on the dyno and you're sitting still and it's like an actual road airflow, the intercoolers, the heat exchangers, everything is not getting cooled like it would be on the street. So we want all that cool, which was what we're starting with today. Now, when the motor gets up to temp, coolant gets up to temp, and it's in the closed loop, our open loop, then it's safe to start doing some pulls. Let's see, she's warmed up. $569, $625. Hell yes! Woo! Yes! Wow, we made $535 before, so $535, $569. That is 34 wheel horsepower gain with headers! Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Let's go! And we picked up about 5 foot-pounds of torque. So torque's still about the same, a little bit more torque, but 35 wheel horsepower. You saw it here first, folks. That is awesome. That is what I like to see. I gotta pull up that original graph so we can see. I'm gonna shut the car down, turn the fans off so I can show you guys. Woo! 35 wheel horsepower gain. Oh my God. Dude, the graph is so nice. So nice. Oh, look at that. 569, 625. Let me move this down. Oh, and I just said 570, 625 with correction. That is awesome, right? I'm loving that. That is cool. Look how stable the graph is. Oh, that is awesome. What a good run. Congratulations, VRP. That was worth it to pick up that noticeable wheel, no tune change, and just letting the heat exchangers cool down from beating it in, breaking it in yesterday. And then when that hose blew off, that definitely changed some things. So that is awesome. And you know what? I will have to, I don't have time in this video to do the tuning back and forth process. I don't have a lot of time to work on my car. I have to take it off dyno today because I have other appointments and have other AMGs to work with. But when I have time to tune this for the headers, before I put the turbos in, we're gonna make some more power. So stay tuned, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a good run. All right, guys, and I pulled up both graphs here. So it's 530 is what I made before, 622 foot-pounds of torque, and this is the table. It is just more power from 4,500 on without tuning. We will address the little bit of power here was with the tune and bump that up and put in more fueling. I think it needs a lot more. So yeah, this is going to be awesome once the car is tuned for these. And then with bigger turbos, it's really gonna take an advantage. So whoever guessed 570 horsepower, I'm gonna find you and you are going to win the contest. I'm just really pleased with these numbers out of such a bolt-in part that is like in addition to turbos. I wouldn't suggest, unless you're really just trying to not buy turbos, but I would more suggest to buy these when you're doing turbos. It's right there, got a little bit more work, and you're gonna get substantial gains. So especially for the bigger and bigger turbo guys. But yeah, that's a wrap. Let's go and end this one. All right, guys, well, that wraps up today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And just really sincerely, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all the important holidays right now. I hope you guys like that we're back in action. I got a lot of cool things going for my customer cars as well. So take care, and I'll see all of you on the next one. Boy, good job, dude. Good job. That's awesome. All right, fire up the fans. Fire up the jet engines. Testing, testing. Gotta test the audio today because Anthony's pissed about the audio yesterday. I'm excited. I'm excited to hit the streets in spring with this bad boy. Now, who's gonna clean all this up? I'm just gonna let this run for and I'll just fast forward it. Dashing through the snow in a 700 horsepower AMG. Oh, the fields we go, flooring it all the way, ha ha ha. AMG's about to rip, ripping through the woods. Gonna make all the horsepowers and all of the boost. All of the boost, not a little bit of it, all of it. How did this just start recording on its own? Did you press recording?
You said you were going to.
I know, and it
let it run for a while.
Dyno jet, la-da-dee, la-da-da. Man, I'm out of breath. Having a lung disease. It'll be fun, they said. Merry Christmas, Anthony. As my kids would say, Merry Christmas, Nene. Here, let me shoot the intro real quick. You want to just come over here? It's a good thing you're not camera shy. Do it again, do it again, do it again. That was funny. Oh, It's the Grinch.